Hello everyone, just received another delivery from More Terrain, the German company that I reviewed some of their buildings only just over a week ago, and put in another order, and this has arrived. I think it took 7 days, so again, really impressive service. I'm going to have to call this video something like More Terrain, or More and More Terrain. But just to clarify, More Terrain is the name of the company that sell these products, and I have bought more of it. Before I forget as well, which I did last time, included in my order they gave me another little freebie. It's just a nice little extra touch, and this time it's a sort of pile of sacks or mealie bags or something like that. Just nice little bits of scatter terrain. So very appreciative of that. But the first item that I purchased is this hill, which is in their desert terrain. So I'm going to use it as a bit of scenery, in all different kinds of games really. But I've got in mind my Beaugest project at the moment. It's very steep-sided, so not particularly good for placing figures on. I mean, the flattish sort of surface at the top, you could put a figure on. So there's one of my Legionnaires, just to give you a bit of an idea of the scale. It's quite an uneven surface, so I suspect I'll just be using it as a piece of impassable terrain or something like that, just a sort of backdrop or a bit of eye candy for the tabletop. Jack Sarge was asking me about the materials that these buildings were made of, and I wasn't sure, other than I said that they were very light. I mean, this one is actually quite solid and heavy, and I think that's largely because of the rocky element at the top. There is something a little bit more solid, but the buildings themselves, they're very light, because I've discovered they're made of polystyrene foam. So if you're familiar with that, you'll know it's not particularly robust or sturdy, but and it's very lightweight. But I like these buildings. I think they're coming pre-painted and all. I think they're good value for money nonetheless. Right, so the buildings that I purchased acquired this time, aren't to do with any of my sort of current projects, the Wild West or Beaugest, but they're going to come in very handy in kind of colonial games. They're sort of generic colonial buildings, really, so they'll work perfectly well in Africa, probably in India as well, but even places like the Caribbean or coastal areas in the tropics somewhere. Sort of typical kind of, well, I'm saying they're typical, I'm not an expert on More Terrain yet, but they're very kind of chunky proportions. This door is actually a large door, sort of double door, something like that. The roof comes off. There is actually, I hadn't spotted that, but there is actually a little bit of interior detail in this one. There's sort of stone flooring, so it's probably intended as a warehouse or something like that. Storage area, stone floor. Put it down here for the moment. I'll show you the next one. I'll run out of room in a second. So another very similar building, only slightly smaller. So this one's got like a conventional size door. I should put a figure in front actually to show you the scale. So there's a 28mm figure from Wargames Foundry, Missionary. I mean, that's what this collection of buildings strike me as being a kind of, something like a trading station or a mission station This one, as you can see, doesn't have much in the way of detail on the inside. Sort of mud brick, thatched roofs, but not native buildings, built by Europeans or outsiders, you know, built in a sort of kind of European fashion. This next one is a little bit more primitive, if you like. No door, so just an open doorway, and a few little bits and pieces attached to it in the way of pots and a bag of some kind of grain or something. Roof comes off again, but once again no detail on the inside, but you know, it's fine to put figures inside. There's the 28mm figure back to give you an impression of the size. You know, as a little group of buildings, they're going to be quite impressive on the tabletop, I think. And then finally, we've got this building here, which is another colonial building. This is slightly larger. Probably have to zoom out a little bit to get all this in. So this one strikes me more as a kind of warehouse, definitely something like that. You know, for a trading station, putting goods into it. There's two doors. This top roof comes off, flat roof, and again, no actual detail inside. You can just about see that, but it has got I don't know what you call them, like little apertures or something here to allow flow of air, and on the back there's some shuttered kind of windows, and then you're back to this kind of canopied area at the front. So as I say, the four buildings together going to take up quite a large area on the tabletop, and they will, or you could put them in with them, you know, those Middle Eastern buildings that I showed you recently, something like that. Have it, you know, something like the Zanzibar or something like that. Have them mixed in a kind of much larger conglomeration. But yeah, I'm really happy with these buildings and this company. So I'll definitely be buying more in the future, but I think that's my purchases. That's it for the time being. I've been going a bit mad on buildings recently, and gonna have to find some way of storing them and so on. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. Another 5 items of terrain from More Terrain. Thanks for watching.